On Thursday, the Governing Council of the ECB remained the current monetary policy unchanged. However, it confirmed its readiness to change the strategy in case of necessity. It's obvious that the monetary authorities are not concerned about the Eurozone ongoing deflation. Traders began buying the euro, reacting to the ECB stance. The economic reports that are slated for release early next week are likely to boost the euro against the US dollar. On Monday, experts at the IFO Institute will disclose the business climate report for January. Germany's business climate indicator is likely to remain at high levels. The reading looks really strong amid the restrictive measures. That's why traders are expected to show a positive reaction. At the same time, the UK's economy is suffering more than the Eurozone one. Notably, the national lockdown was imposed in January. However, the UK labour market situation had already worsened in December. On Tuesday, the UK will publish its claimant count change data. The number of unemployed people is likely to advance. At the same time, the unemployment rate may rise to 5.1%. Recently, the head of the Bank of England said that there were no reasons to introduce negative rates. However, the weakness of the UK's labour market may force the regulator to take harsh measures. In case of disappointing data, the pound-dollar pair will drop. On Wednesday, January 27, the trading day will begin with the publication of the consumer inflation figures in Australia. Economists foresee the same pace of growth. This may have a positive influence on the Australian dollar. However, traders usually pay scant attention to Australia's inflation data. On Wednesday, traders will be more interested in Germany's consumer climate report. The GfK Institute will disclose the leading indicator for data for February. The indicator has been demonstrating a negative reading for 9 months in a row. Moreover, in February, the reading is also expected to be negative. However, it may approach the zero level. Later, during the American trading session, the United States will reveal its durable goods orders report. However, investors will hardly take a close look at this data. The fact is that the US Fed will announce its key rate decision this day. The regulator is unlikely to take any rash decisions during the meeting. Traders are expected to be focused on the FOMC meeting minutes that may state the intention to keep the key interest rate at their extremely low levels until 2022. This may lead to the US dollar sell-off. You are watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Stichina. We wish you profitable deals with InstaForex.